Well, dear colleagues, it's true that we are divided. I have followed the whole process very carefully, the first monitoring group, the second monitoring group, the report which came for Hungary. And I honestly want to say that my feeling was that what we don't want is to accept that the Hungarian people decided with a two-thirds majority. And the electoral law at the time was not an electoral law made up by this government. It was an electoral law made up by the previous government. And it is also true that some of us would love to see our parties to have a two-thirds majority. But a two-thirds majority, dear colleagues, has the right to make decisions. That's what's democracy about. That's the truth. We in Greece, with a two-thirds majority, can change the constitution. We never get it with one party. But if we got it, we would love to have the possibility to have private universities, for example, which we cannot by the Greek constitution. So let me just state, yes, Hungary has and puts in front of us, and we have a lot of concerns. It's true. And it's also true that the Venice Commission made some extremely tough remarks. But what is the answer of our Assembly to that? We waited for the Hungarian government to comply, and they did. Between the first and the last monitoring group, there were a lot of changes and a lot of decisions which were changed in the Hungarian government. And what do we want now? Open a monitoring process. But if we open a monitoring process for Hungary, dear friends, what are we going to do with Georgia? My Georgian colleague who was here asked me yesterday, is anybody dead by the opposition in Hungary? Does the government put the head of the opposition in jail? Is this a situation in which we really need a monitoring process for a member of the European Union? I strongly believe we do not need. And I think that it's at least, I don't know the English word exactly, but it's at least not exactly fair to say that there is a country who gets a monitoring process by the Council of Europe and is delighted because it will be monitored. I would like to see a country like this. Of course it's an insult to the Hungarians if the Council of Europe comes and says it will open a monitoring process. So I believe, contrary to the previous speaker, that the amendment number 2 of Mr. Walter is in the right direction, that we should really look into Hungary, follow but not open a monitoring process for a member of the European Union when we have many countries who really need a monitoring process much more seriously and much more than Hungary today.